Alright, let's do this thing. AEW Rampage review. But before we actually do get into Rampage review, I might as well talk about this right now then. Since this has been blowing up for the past few hours today, I've seen. I didn't really notice it till someone told me about this today. But I am going to give my little quick take on this whole Big Swole Tony Khan thing and the interview, article she put out today and whatnot that was reported with lack of diversity within the company and structure and whatnot. And after reading the article, Big Swole is not wrong in this, okay? Because I looked at that and I looked at Tony Khan's response and whatnot, and there's some things to say about this because I do believe Big Swole, she is right about the structure of the company, and for many things, just from the women's division to where it still is right now to AEW cult fans, that's a real thing, okay? I've known that for the past few years now, that some of these people will defend this company to the fucking death. They can do the worst thing in the world. People will still suck their dicks, and I've seen that before. I like AEW, but I don't kiss ass. I criticize when it's time to criticize, okay? And I've done it many, many times before, and I haven't stopped yet. But, just from her addressing that, what I guess bringing in people from WWE, and now they're getting the top spot in the homegrown talent, being, I guess, being put down in a way, especially if you're not up to the level that they want you to be, or whatnot. But, it's a lot of things. Cause like they're getting more time, and you're not then once you bring in people, mostly WWE guys, it looks like, and then they're getting more of the TV time and stuff. Well, then I've noticed that lately with all these guys they brought in the past few years, you look who's still on TV and who's not still on TV. Don't get me wrong, they weeded out most of the people that sucked ass, but then again, they didn't have anybody when this company first started. But now they got some names, now they got some more traction and whatnot. So more of those names are going to be on TV than the ones you probably saw on before. Now, the people that probably were in the beginning, they have survived and they have made it and whatnot. Maybe because the company wanted you, but it's many things by having no writers back there or who's really controlling or talent having to write their own stuff, which some are not in that position and whatnot. So it is a structure problem within the company. Like everything she did say about that, she was not wrong. Um, she wasn't okay. And just like I said, just from me reading off of this and the diversity thing, she's not wrong about that. I can say also, because some would say, has there really been any black champions in AEW? I'm sure people have brought up Scorpio Sky as the tag team champion, but then if we're talking about diversity, are we just talking about what? Are we just talking about only black people, or are we talking about like other races as a whole? That have had some type of gold in the company from Hispanic or Asian or anybody else and whatnot. But how many black champions have we really seen within the company to where it was too? So like I said, looking through the article, like she really does make some very valid points into why she left the company and whatnot, and it just was not really going nowhere for her and whatnot. And like I said, it's a very big structural problem. Because like I said, like, unless they want it to work for you from creative, they'll make it work for you. Now, looking at Tony Khan's response, listen, man, Tony Khan really does say some dumb shit, and this is another prime example of it. I've noticed this with Tony Khan for a while now, that this guy, if you do not tell him what he wants to hear, he's going to get mad at you and just say a whole bunch of bullshit then. Was he just arguing like Fox Sports or something? Or I can go back to the thing with the whole NWA stuff. It's a lot of things to say about Tony Khan, but it's almost like if you tell him, like I said, you tell him stuff he don't want to hear, he's going to get mad and try to do his best to, defend it to the death and whatnot. And looking at his response to Big Swole, and, he's bringing up these names, right? Just to prove that, hey, I am using black people on here. From, Jake Cargill, The Acclaim, Dante Martin, Nyla Rose. I didn't even know this nigga was even black to begin with. Private Party, saying they've all won on TV this month. Dude, you just named a whole bunch of fucking jobbers, okay? Jade is like the only thing you're really doing something right with right now, okay? That's the only thing you're kind of building up. But like everyone else you just named was a fucking jobber, okay? From Private Party to the Acclaim. Yes, the Acclaim are on TV. Hell, they were on TV tonight on Rampage, but they still lost. When do you ever see them win? On what? Dark? That's all really. Private Party, I'm gonna assume Dark. That's the thing. Dante Martin, he gets some traction on TV. Nothing wrong with that, but he's kind of taking more L's than he's taking wins and whatnot. And I'm talking about how the TBS title tournament has been very diverse. Yes, it's been many multiple races and whatnot, but you know, when he said that he let Big Swole's contract expire because he felt her wrestling wasn't good enough. Now, if this was me or any other regular person saying this, like we can have our differences from it, but when it's coming from the fucking owner of the company, that excuse me, that's really telling you something, okay? That really is. My personal opinion on Big Swole, I think I said in my end of the year review. I didn't think Big Swole was ever that good, to be honest. I kind of bought in the hype of Big Swole. I thought Big Swole was going to be a thing. Yes, you could blame the direction of what the company put her in and stuff, but after watching some matches, I felt like she was kind of exposed, okay? I really did believe that. She was exposed, and I just think, I just never really thought Big Swole was ever really that good and stuff. But then again, like I said, it could have been the direction of the company and whatnot. And, I go back a year ago, I said this before, you go back to that god-awful tooth and nail match between her and Britt Baker. Look at what has happened in over a year between both of them and whatnot. But with Tony Khan saying that, some would say, is he... I don't know, because if Vince McMahon said this right now, there'll be fucking pitchforks, okay? People would go at Vince's head and they would never live it down. Tony Khan seems to get a pass from people on the internet, but this is now a war between AEW cultist fans and SJWs. And that's what it looks like when I'm seeing right now on Twitter, okay? That's really basically what I'm seeing. Because now, some people will sit there and defend fucking Tony Khan to the fucking death. I've seen this shit, alright? I really have, and I'm sure they are to what I'm seeing on Twitter right now. People really going back and forth about what he said and whatnot. And yeah, maybe somebody needs to teach this guy PR or something, but I was like, damn, he just came out and just said, you suck. He just came out and buried you. That was it. I think saying that, all those names you named didn't make any sense, and you just named some fucking jobbers, but shit, damn, he went at the fucking head for saying, like, Big Swole was just never that good. That's why I didn't even try to re-sign her. Just let the contract expire because she wasn't that good. I'm like, damn, that's some savage ass shit for that. But like I said before, it's different from like if I say it or anybody I know says it or any other friends, maybe someone else in the business or whatnot. But shit from the owner, damn, all in public online too, and tell everybody this. That tell you something. My opinion may be different. Like I said before, I never, I'm kind of, yeah, not agree, but I never really thought Big Swole was really that good. After a while, I felt she was exposed, like I said before. But that's my opinion though on it. But shit, owner of the company, that's crazy, man. I didn't really expect to hear something like that today, but damn, that was some savage shit right there. But like I said, after just reading the article and looking at this whole thing, Big Swole made some very valid points of her being gone from the company, and just especially when she went on the structure part of it, she ain't wrong about that. But looking at Tony Khan's response, it's almost like he just got in his feelings once again, and he had to come out and say something. And like I said, it's not even surprising with Tony Khan at this point. Some would probably agree with him, some would not. I just think the guy runs his fucking mouth a lot. But hey, I've already said this before about Jacksonville Dixie, okay? So, Big Swole not being that good, didn't really expect to hear that. But tell me what you think about this whole Big Swole, Tony Khan situation right now, because I didn't really expect to hear about this before the show came on tonight, okay? So, I wasn't looking at Twitter throughout half the day. I didn't know until somebody told me about this, and then I went to go look it up. I'm like, okay, now I see what's going on then. But as for Rampage tonight, I guess I should say the final Rampage show of the year, and this was a really good episode. surprisingly. It did kick off with Darby Allin versus Anthony Bowens. Not a bad match and whatnot. Darby comes out of skateboard. Acclaim does some rap. I thought the bars could have been better. It was kind of at most. The match was not bad. Of course, Darby was going to win anyways. Sting out there also getting involved. Darby did hit the coffin drop, and then next thing you know, Andrade comes out. We haven't really seen Andrade in a while since the whole flame and table thing, even though he really never got touched by it. But the Acclaimed ended up hitting Sting with the boombox, taking out him and Darby and whatnot as Andrade looked on. I guess Andrade will be facing, Darby at some point. Random way to start off a feud. Very random, but I guess we'll see where it goes. Next, a match I've seen one too many times and don't really want to see it again, but I'm going to get some credit here. The street fight between Taynara Conti, and Anna Jay versus Penelope Ford and the Bunny. I'm going to say this. They went all out right here. I thought they put in a lot of work. I thought they kicked each other's ass. They worked hard at it in this match. I'll give them credit for that. This was bloody. This was brutal. They beat the hell out of each other out there. They went to war. But at the same time, was this match really necessary to see out of this whole feud? Out of all the matches they've had, this is probably their best one. And this had to be a hardcore street fight type of thing. Every match I've seen from all four of these women, I have not either cared or it just has not been good. I'm surprised this feud has went on this long. This has to be the payoff to it, right? Because I've seen this from singles match, 50-50 bookend, submission match, stipulation, 50-50, 50-50. It's almost like, why should I really care about these two at this point? And how many matches do I really need to see until I'm really going to care? It's like I said before. They're trying to convince you that all four of these women are really that good. Which, the Bunny I've seen before. She's not bad. Penelope Ford, I ain't feeling it. Anna Jay, man, they are doing their best. But she is up and down every other week. Conti, same thing. Up and down every other week. So, in tonight particular, this is great. I thought they beat the hell out of each other. Some may not like it, or did they really need that to do a street fight? But they beat the hell out of each other. Hell yeah, doing moonsaults, no tables breaking. I am the table. Botchamania. Thumbtacks, going through tables, a lot of blood, barbed wire. Some would say a pile driver got pile drivers through some fucking tables and stuff. Some would say this was some ECW level shit. Or maybe GCW or CZW. But I'm going to say ECW and whatnot. And, Conti and Jay got the win. So I'll admit they beat the hell out of each other out here. Because usually I didn't really care. And I didn't really care coming into this match. But I would give credit where credit is due this time. And in the main event, though, we had Cody Rhodes versus Ethan Page for the TNT Championship. Very good match. Good to see Ethan Page finally doing a match instead of standing around with Scorpio Sky with Dan Lambert every other week in that god-awful ass promo they did with Brandy the other night. But, this tonight, though, really great match. I enjoyed it. Cody, once again, with the two, crossroads and the, Tiger Drive, power driver at the end. Really good shit. I enjoyed this match with both of them. Of course, Cody was going to retain and whatnot the TNT title, so obviously they're still leading to this heel thing and whatnot with him, but I enjoyed this match with him and Ethan Page, okay? So, I liked it. But, other than that, there's not very much to say about this show. Really good Rampage. Probably one of the better episodes in a while now, I'll say, too. So, I did enjoy this match. So, I did enjoy this match and whatnot, so I did like it. So, really good. Not bad at all. But, other than that, though, really good AEW episode this week. Obviously, they go to TBS next week for Dynamite, and Rampage will still be on TNT. But, I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later. I will be back for a Day 1 pay-per-view tomorrow night. So, y'all have yourselves a nice night out there. Stay safe, because, man, I'm seeing a lot of shit get canceled in the past few days. Even tonight, too. But I'm not going to go into that right now, alright? So, that's a subject for another day. But I'm out of here. I'll see you guys then. Peace. thoughts on everything I talked about in this video, the Swole, Tony Khan thing, and Rampage itself. I'm out. Peace.